Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of You Have a Friend in Majula. You actually have multiple friends in Majula. You have me, Dia, you have Derby, and you also have our fabulous co host, Trevor Strunk. Trevor, say hi.
Hi, Dia. Hi, Derby. It's good to be back.
It's good to be back. Yeah, we took a week off, and then we took yesterday off because Dia was just going through it. And my body was
Hey,
falling
it
apart.
happens.
So I was just like, we're gonna take it. and
It is not a good idea to record a let's play while your body is falling apart.
No, you can't do that. It's a bad idea. And like even tonight we are being powered by Fisho Pinot Grigio because it's that kind of a day.
Hey.
So Trevor, we actually have to do some interesting backtracking because I realized we've been kind of just plowing through this game, talking, just taking it as it goes. And that means
Chatting, having a good time.
We've been having a good time. We're having some interesting discussions going on our own pace. But that also means we just kind of totally missed our friend Pate. And we missed his friend Creighton. And so we got to go back and find them. And
Pate is the map maker, correct?
No, that's our friend Kale, the cartographer.
Kale.
Yeah,
right.
We get that good alliteration. Pate was our friend with the pike, Pate the pikeman, who was sitting outside of the one gate, and he was like, "Oh, there's treasure. You can go get the treasure if you want to." And so that was my riffraff voice for some reason, but that's Pate's voice.
That was very good. Yeah, no, it's. You missed yesterday because you were getting ready for
Rocky Horror Floor Show.
Live. Yeah, and don't lie. You were practicing your riff.
I have never once participated in one of those. I have been to one, and it was embarrassing. And
that's what I always think.
I felt so embarrassed for everyone involved, and I could not. And like it was like really was like one of those things where it's just like, oh god, this is just an entire polycule. This is like a network of polycules that have formed one like uber polycule, and they're doing a Rocky Horror live show. I need to find an exit.
It's the old joke of like, what do you call a group of white men? A podcast, but it's what do you call a group of polycules? It's a Rocky Horror live picture show.
Yeah, God. Oh Jesus. Okay, so I had to. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
So we have to go and find our friend Pate the pikeman, and we have to go find our friend his friend Creighton, who we have not even met yet. We would have had Creighton.
We would, and you know what? I know we would have. We haven't met Creighton because we would have had a Michael Creighton discussion by this point had we met him.
It's so funny because there's Michael Creighton, but I just immediately default to Creighton from TV's Farscape.
Oh, because I've never watched Farscape.
Farscape ripped. Farscape was a good time. Everyone should watch Farscape.
Does it hold up?
Does anything really hold up? I mean,
that's the correct question.
It's a question. Does anything actually hold up? I don't know. Like I'm inclined to say no. I'm inclined to say most things do not hold up. It definitely has significant flaws in the source material that are revealed by the higher quality source.
Does it hold up better than Lex, which is the show I, for whatever reason, always think about it?
Everything holds up better than Lex. So first things first, I want to go and just because there's a progression. You see, like we met Pate in the Forest of Fallen Giants, right?
Right.
And then we could go to the Huntsman Copse, and we could meet Creighton there. So we could go and then basically. Then after that, we meet. Where's Creighton? Then we meet Creighton again in Shaded Woods. We meet Pate in Earthen Peak. So
Wow.
yeah.
How did we miss them? I feel like Huntsman's Cops, we were all over that.
When
But
I show you where it is in Huntsman Cops, you'll like be like, oh, that's why. And the same thing with Earth
okay,
and Peak. Like
okay,
Earth and Peak and Huntsman Cops, they're like you have to go find them. Really, you have to care enough, and we didn't care enough because
but we do
Derby was just
now.
kind of like.
That was back when Derby was a hexer too, and
It
I feel
was
like
back
Derby
when
was
Derby was.
really working on herself then.
Derby was feeling her way through the world at that point. So I'm gonna do this in the order that they kind of expect you to do it. I'm not gonna
Okay.
I'm not gonna do Pate, Creighton. Just gonna do. We're gonna pick up here. Like we never didn't do this. Hey, buddy.
Turn back the clock about a month or two ago.
And this is interesting because I have I haven't even been playing Elden Ring anymore. I uninstalled Elden Ring. So now my muscle memory is like 100% Final Fantasy.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. You're not gonna be able to like look for AOE's in this game. Oh, that has a cone. Watch out for him.
So we're gonna have problems like this where I'm just doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
I mean, but the good news is with the broadsword, you kind of have a lot of leeway to mess up in Huntsman's
Yeah,
Cops.
it's true. Sounds are still just feels too loud for me. I'm gonna turn that down. Which is fine because then we can have a nice talk. Yeah.
I'm so excited to. I feel like this is one of those things in Souls games that I've never done enough of, but I'm always very happy when I do, which is keeping up with NPCs.
Yeah. This one is pretty good in that killing bosses doesn't really advance them from what I remember. I could be
Okay.
wrong. We might end up going down to go see Peyton here or Creighton. He might not be there. He might be gone. We might just be fucked. But we're gonna give it a shot. We're easing back into Dark Souls.
It's all part of the game. It's all part of realizing. That's why Dark Souls is a good metaphor for life. Have you heard this one before? It's my favorite true observation that is also completely overplayed.
So this is where Creighton should be. Should be in here.
Oh, in there.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I can
And
see
there.
why we missed
wait,
it.
no, that's it. That's. Oh wait, yeah, there he is. See,
Okay.
see, he's right back there
Well,
between those two skeletons.
It makes sense. Why would he have left?
I mean, how could he have left? Is really.
Yeah, exactly.
So first things first is we gotta go. Damn, I only have 9 life gems. I really burned through those life gems when we were in
You really.
Brightstone Cove.
You gotta go visit
Who's shooting
Millennia.
at me? Don't shoot shit at me. I will fucking end you. Look at
Oh,
this.
this guy.
See that?
Take
See
that, Ezio.
God, I was making fun of Ezio the other day. Oh, because the guy who tried to kill Kavanaugh and failed, and then the other guy who had McConnell on his hit list and decided to go kill some fucking nobody judge that I had never heard of before.
Oh.
And instead, and it was dude, no, start with your big ticket item. That way, if you fuck up, at least you got your big guy down.
That's exactly what Ezio does, though. He starts at the bottom.
I know. It's video games have taught people have taught would-be assassins the wrong thing. You don't go from the bottom up. You go top down, because odds are they're gonna fucking catch you after one, right?
Well, that's what the Black Hand found out, right? That's
Yeah.
how they got Archduke Ferdinand. They didn't start with someone in the peerage.
Yeah. No.
They're like, we're gonna get the Archduke.
So here we are. If I remember correctly, I think this is this where the key is? No. It's another one. It's around here. I think it's actually.
Yeah, we didn't really do a lot of discovery of the little stone cells. That's true.
I like that I've just been taking damage and just not even thinking about it because I'm so. The last time. Oh shit! God damn
Better
it.
get my trusty pen out.
There he goes, too. We got him now.
We got him. Haha, take that. 1.
Woo!
We're back.
But at least now I actually know, like, I'm like, okay, I know the fucking direction to where we're supposed to be going and all that shit, and I can, you know, what if I can just...
Oh, yeah.
How much can I just sprint this way? Not that much, because it turns out I don't have that much stamina.
Yeah, that's one of the things we're working on, as I recall. We don't have enough stamina to dual wield.
Boom.
We certainly...
Oh, that was sick, though.
That's very cool. That's so tight.
I love...
That guy's gonna think twice before fighting you.
Gonna take these fucking golf swings all the way to the Live tournament. Gonna get canceled by the PGA.
You're definitely gonna be able to say things like, I definitely respect the memory of Jamal Khashoggi, but and then people will at me and send me my Stephen A. suite. I've really kept up with the LIV as a result of that.
Oh God. Helpful. It's just you know. It's one of those things where it's just like the whole world is bad when like the PGA Tour is like excommunicating golfers and like trying to make a moral stance about it.
And like I think the funny part about it is like it's not like the PGA is succeeding in being like extraordinarily moral or something. It's the PGA, for God's sake, but they're also kind of right. Like that's it's like, man, like it has to have gotten bad when you just have to. It's like I gotta hand part of this to the PGA.
Do you think the PGA is gonna kick Biden out?
They should. He's
like,
done.
Like
he's never gonna win a major.
Like I just really love it. It's like the same time as like we're mad at like Phil Mickelson. Like
oh yeah, no, 100%. We're the Saudis' like biggest ally. Also, right, of course.
But like Biden is like right about to go hang out with them. Like
I did like. There's a lot of really like ridiculous political tweets right now. There was the Mark Ruffalo tweeted about how Bolsonaro is bad. Of course, he's right. And then Bolsonaro responded to him and called him Mark Ruffles.
I didn't know that Mark Ruffalo was beefing with Bolsonaro. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, they have extreme beef right now. He even said, like, I know you haven't read the Brazilian Constitution. It's a little harder than those Hulk scripts that you have to memorize. Oh. And at the end, he said he preferred the 1970s Hulk.
Wow.
Like, very, very weird to see.
That is such a
work.
Okay. So we're over here looking for the fucking key to that fucking door. It's over here somewhere, and I don't remember where. But I know it's over here somewhere.
Would you like a little bit of an assist? I can look it up.
I mean, you could look it up, but then where's the joy in that?
I guess what I'm asking is, would there be joy in that?
I don't know. You know, that's a good question. Would there be joy in that? Or would we just be, you know...
This is the essential question of Marie Kondo and the whole joy thing.
It's true. Like right now, I'm really trying to figure out like what is my joy. You know what's not my joy? That shit.
Not being able to swing your sword.
Yeah. No. Like that's not joyful.
I will say the fact that they call that everything we were reading before we started using the sword, like. Everyone calls that like a glitch. They're like, oh, the sword won't be able to... I think that's cool that you can't use the sword in small spaces. Because
no,
that's what a sword is.
Like, yeah, seriously, that's not a glitch. It's very intentional. I would say the times when like the sword just goes through fucking walls, like it's like nothing, like it's,
That's a glitch, yeah.
That's a glitch to me, And it's, I think it's a glitch when like, the enemies can do it as well. But like... No, I don't want to be in here. I think it's in there.
This is kind of a nice area, though. I like the verticality of it.
I do. This is a good place. Okay, so It's not there. I know it's... Did I jump down the wrong spot? Is it like... Not back there.
What about that thing? So there's a...
No, that's not it. Because it's inside like a little hut. We have to go. We have to find a little hut and go inside the little hut. And like it's like inside one of these, but
What? That's a terrifying truth. I don't understand what happened to that guy.
God, I thought it was like right. I thought that was it, but I guess I was wrong about it.
Did you try? Okay, I have a crazy suggestion. Did you try using the door? Like, did you try the door? Is it possible we have the key and just
We do
forgot?
not have the key.
Okay, good.
Oh wait, I think I have to go up here actually. I think it is. Yeah. I have to go up here. What was that shit over there?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, I think I was actually getting fucked up over Dark Souls 2 versus Scholar.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what was happening there.
See, you say that your muscle memory is messed up, but at the same point, your memory of where things are in Scholar versus original. The fact that you can really think through that, I think still pretty much means that you're a Dark Souls 2 expert.
I would argue that I can't think through that, and that it's just pure conjecture on my part. So here's this buddy, and he's like literally chilling with. This is Hamlet, hanging out with Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
Yeah, definitely.
Like this is Hamlet. Hamlet survives the duel with Laertes, and then like digs up his friends, and is just like, well, damn,
This was much more fun with Yorick.
Yeah, So
That's cool.
Creighton's here
I
is
like
having. I do love God, the fucking Ethan Hawke Hamlet. I hate Ethan Hawke just as like a concept. I conceptually hate Ethan Hawke, but
Ethan Hawke is an actor that can be described as a concept. I'm 100%.
100%. Yeah. No.
Yeah. He's a concept.
But I do appreciate his Hamlet adaptation. If just because God, who does he get? He gets I can't remember who his Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are, but they're really they're the perfect fucking college drinking buddies.
Who are you? I thought you were that bastard for a moment. You've set me free. Now I can find him. The cheeky prick. He won't know what hit him.
So, this is we don't even get a name yet. We just get him just being mad about some cheeky prick who is
Hamlet.
Yeah, he's just a surly motherfucker over here.
I am Creighton of Mirror. I travel from land to land to hone my blade. I've heard this land was full of danger. I thought it would suit me perfectly. I joined forces with a man on the way, but he was no more than a backstabbing knave. He took the first chance he had to try and off me. I decided to set a trap for him here. But then I got trapped myself. I can't believe that I was so dense. Thank the stars that you came along.
So, Creighton is of Mira, which that's where Lucatiel's from.
It's true.
And he's just he got a very different silhouette than Lucatiel.
Although similar motives, kind of. People from Mira seem to like to wander to learn things or hone their skills.
They like to wander around and kill things. I mean, remember what's his face was also from Mira, isn't he? The shopkeeper.
I was gonna say the merchant. Yeah.
Oh God, I can't remember his name, but he is from Mira, and he has this whole like spiel about how like basically you have to bribe the knights in order to get
Oh
anywhere.
right. Yeah.
Because Mira kind of sucks,
No, it's good.
despite as how fancy Lucatiel and how great Lucatiel is. Mira, the country, seems to have some significant structural problems. It's like God. I was recently. I did the thing that we talked about, Trevor. I did start a new character in Final Fantasy 14, in which
Yeah, how's that been?
I started off in Ul'dah.
Okay, that's where I started off with my character.
I started off in Ul'dah in 1.0 because I was like, fuck yeah, fucking pugilist bitches, let's do it.
Yeah.
And I had not done a Realm Reborn Ul'dah yet, and didn't realize just how quickly they lay on how like just how incredibly like hyper capitalist fucked Ul'dah is.
Oh yeah, Uldah's a mess, and I think like half the
one of the
plot of the game is that.
one of the tutorial quests is literally like you go to the alchemy guild and the guy's like, hey, go bring this medicine over to the homeless people in like the poverty lane and just give it to them. And like even they're like, yeah, we know we're guinea pigs, but fuck it, like we need whatever we can take. We'll take whatever we can get. And it's just like, Jesus Christ, game.
A Realm Reborn has absolutely pulls absolutely no punches with that kind of stuff. Like the little El Amigo stuff is that way. The stuff in like the between the patches is that way. You just like there's all these people who are like, oh yeah, I definitely just stabbed everyone in the back because it made me like 3 gil. Wow.
Yeah,
God.
No, it's fucking wild. I did end up actually re-rolling.
That's my favorite.
I did end up re-rolling because I realized I didn't want to actually roll as a pugilist, so I was like, fuck this, I'm gonna go. And now I'm in Gridania, but where Gridania is much less. Gridania veils how fucked up Gridania is for the storyline starting off there, but Ul'dah does not.
See, I am a lifelong pugilist monk in Final Fantasy 14. That's the class I like, but it is tedious.
I liked it in 1.0.
I'm glad you respect my commitment to.
Yeah, no, it's
playing
good.
my one class.
That's like, I mean, I was like a fucking white mage for Carmelita 2.0. Carmelita 3.0 was a white mage for the longest time, almost exclusively. But we should talk to Creighton some more. And enough about.
Nah, yeah.
You be careful of him. Pate, I think he said.
I thought you said they were
He wears
friends.
this rather unusual ring. You know it when you see
He
it.
also just told me his name, bro.
I've seen his type before. He kills entirely for the pleasure of it. I'm sure I won't be his last victim. The man's better off dead. I tell ya. He's a slick talker, so don't let him fool ya.
I love this quest line more than like anything. And part of it is there is such a great economy in, like, just generally speaking, there is an incredible economy to Dark Souls quest lines. And one of the things that I didn't like about Elden Ring was it gave up that economy. Like, and not necessarily, they didn't really give up the economy for verbosity, but there's like right here you get like when you do this quest in its natural progression, and like we meet Pate, okay, and then like you meet Creighton, and it's like, oh shit, but he was real nice, he gave me the white soapstone. Like, sure, he did, like, kind of, I got locked in that like room with all the hollows tried to murder me, but he gave me the white soapstone. He was like, oh, you did it, he was proud of me. And then you meet Creighton, and Creighton gives you an entirely different view of Pate right off the bat.
Yeah.
And like, it's funny because I remember when I first got here, I'm like, oh, did I miss a character? And then he says Peyton, and I'm like, okay, you were talking about that, and I was just doubting myself. Okay, so we were talking about the same dude. Well, shit.
You'll know when you see him.
The man with a strange ring. Watch out for the slimy rat. And don't you believe a word he says. I'll find the common footpad and put an end to his roguery.
But I also love
just has like the language of like a Renaissance play, or like a Restoration play. Excuse me.
It really does. But I love, like, they did a really interesting thing about picking the two voice actors for this, because like Creighton is given Creighton is the voice that we associate with, like, the actual, like, kind of blade in the dark, just fucking straight up like mad dog killer, right? Like,
right.
Pate has a much, I'm not going to say aristocratic, but he's more, he has an effeteness to him and the way he talks. And there's kind of, there is a different kind of weariness to him where he feels less threatening, whereas Creighton feels like he's just a standard cut purse. And so
yeah,
you get all of these weird little these things just kind of playing off one another between the two of them. We get the fist pump gesture from Creighton.
Oh, that's a great gesture.
That's a great gesture. Like, so like it's complicated. Like we get, we haven't really done much with these two, but like, righty ho. I'm gonna change.
I think there's something that, I think there's like something to be said also about the way that, like, the plot lines like this in terms of economy also have sort of like an economy of relevance, where like I don't know, like what you get with Creighton and Creighton and Pate, like it's its own story, but like it doesn't, unlike the stories in Elden Ring, it doesn't like impact your ending. It's not like the central. It doesn't ever become even close to the central story. It is something happening.
No,
kind of
yeah,
on the side
they
at all
are
time.
completely just two dudes that you just run into, and I love that about it though.
Yeah, I do too. I think that's really, really strong. It's really great.
Yeah.
Thank you kindly.
Oh, Millennia. I missed you too.
But like, I mean, that is the thing, is that like all of these characters, like we they intersect in some kind of way, but they intersect with one another, like,
Right.
like if when they have intersections, it's with you, and when they have intersections, it's really, other intersections beyond that, it's with each other, and so they're not interacting with the overarching plot at all. They're not interacting with the world, really.
Yeah, and it's not even like, I mean, I don't think you can even say that, like, oh, in Elden Ring that was like a mistake because they wouldn't know. Like, I think they set it up like perfectly fine for everyone to care about the overarching plot of Elden Ring. Like, that whole world cares about, the Erd Tree and the boss of the Erd Tree and all that stuff. I think there's something really effective about the fact that in this, like, yeah, frankly, no one remembers anything. You lose yourself, so like, all you're kind of left with are these interpersonal relations that half the time are extremely negative.
Yeah.
It's really, really kind of like fascinating.
Or if not negative, aren't necessarily, supportive.
Yeah. That's a good way of putting it.
One of the interesting things that I think about, like, Elden, the big difference between Elden Ring is, like, George R.R. Martin, you can actually kind of feel his thumbprint on it in the fact that everyone is kind of interacting with one another, but also in a bid for the grand narrative, and
Right,
that is,
yeah. That's his thing.
It's all the political intrigue, right? Yeah. Whereas Dark Souls 2 is very not about political intrigue at all. You actually did recently a really good podcast about the map in Elden Ring.
Thank you.
which I thought was really interesting because you actually took an approach I hadn't even anticipated. Because when I think about the maps, in terms of mapping, it's about, Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2 don't really have maps.
No. You can make a mental map,
we do have a
essentially.
weird map in this, like we've got that
Yeah,
weird.
you have Kale's map.
We have a Kale's map, and we have Kale, who's interested in mapping this world. But maps exist for a place that people want something from it. People don't want things from this world.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
no, I totally agree.
No one wants to lay claim to Drang Lake anymore.
And it's like it is why, like, when we finally do meet Vendrick, right? Like, not to give away what's up with Vendrick, but when we meet him, the place you meet him feels disconnected in its own way, and I think like it really works as a result, because it's just like it's a place where it's like, well, shouldn't this be central? Shouldn't we be meeting this person in like the middle of everything? And it's like, no, it's all the significance that could have ever possibly been assigned to place in Drang Lake is gone.
Yes, 100%, and that is something that like I think is really interesting. Is that like, Jesus, fuck off, both of you.
This area is so hard.
Like, I love that, like, we're
pretty much hit
how
pretty
many
hard.
zones beyond this are we at this point, and like it's still like kind of fucking us up.
Honestly, yeah, no, I mean, just like the amount of poison jars, the amount of like little assassins, brutal.
Okay, and I think Pete is over here.
It's very funny because we
There he is.
oh yeah, we started. I just remembered we ended our last episode by saying next time we do a revenge arc, because we lost to a boss a couple times, which is gonna be very funny for people. Like, finally, we get to see this revenge arc. Let's find out. I prefer it. Listen, like I'm loving it. I just realized how funny it'll be for people.
No, this is the thing where it's like you do like you get the like next time they set you up for like the big climactic battle, but then you actually get like, it's not even like the clip show episode, it's just like the episode where like where like it's like the there's like the one episode of Macross where like Misa and Hikaru are like trapped in this like like the SDF like reconfigures, and like they get trapped like on their way to go to their battle stations, and like they just have to have a conversation, and the whole episode is there's this massive battle raging on outside, but no, the episode is just about the two of them having this like finally having this conversation with one another.
That's so good.
Yeah, Macross fucking rules. Don't believe the hype about Robotech. Carl Masick is a bad man.
Who's sending hype about Robotech? Let's find.
Dude, there
them
are
and
people
stop
who's like, it's really funny because like look, back in the day I had Robotech, and so it's really hard for me sometimes to make the switch where my brain will still say like Rick Hunter, and it's like, and like my brain will say Rick Hunter and Lisa Hayes, and it's just like no, and like I have this weird cognitive dissonance because in 1987 all we fucking had in the United States was Robotech.
Right.
And like you were lucky if you could find the actual like Robotech VHSs and not the family home entertainment versions.
Wow, I haven't thought about Family Home Entertainment in so long.
Because Family Home Entertainment did like the 5-episode or the 5-tape version of Robotech, which condensed 36 episodes down into like 5 VHSs. And it was a mess.
Like,
it was a mess.
How are we gonna have entertainment with our family if we're watching too many episodes?
Fucking Roy Fokker dies, and like it is never addressed, except like you get this. You go from one tape where like Rick Hunter is like bullshit, and then you get to the next tape where Rick Hunter is suddenly like, you know, the head of the Skull Squadron, and he's flying like, you know, Roy Foker's like, you know, Veritak, and it's just like, dude, what the shit? Like, what happened here? And like, he's just like, yeah, you know, Roy died, and like now I'm taking his place, and it's like, what? What happened, bro?
It's family entertainment night. Stop asking questions.
Yeah, it's really funny, but yeah,
That's really funny.
So this is the episode where there's just like the conversation in like the dark room.
There's a great episode of a show called Katana Gatari, which I covered on the anime part of No Cartridge, and it like they build up this like swordsman who's going to fight, like he's like a legendary swordsman, and the whole episode like it's a different, like it basically covers some characters that aren't usually covered. It's very unexpected, but they hype it up. They're like, next time we're gonna do this swordsman, it's gonna be so cool, and like all you hear about the swordsman is the two main characters being like, that was the coolest battle. You like, I couldn't believe what happened. I thought he had you there, and then he didn't. Like he was so cool and like suave, and like so had so much honor. I wish everyone like no one's ever gonna see anything like that again. And it's like 3 minutes.
That's so good.
I love when shows do that. I love when they're like, yeah, we're not showing you that, and we're gonna make fun of you for it too.
Well, look, they really wanted to show it, but then like, you know, the producer came in and said, we don't have the budget for that. So here's Pate. Pate is hanging out in Earthen Peak. He's making this kind of like lean on the wall, just kind of.
Yeah, see, I thought he was hurt, but he's just chill.
He's just chilling.
We went through a lot together. Take this as a token of our friendship.
Interesting.
So,
hi.
yeah. Pate gave us all of his shit.
What's he gonna wear?
You know, Pate's gonna wear Pate's shit still. That's how things work out
Don't be
sometimes.
shy. They were meant for you.
And so it's really funny the way.
Well, we meet again. There's treasure this way, but I have a bad feeling about it. I don't quite have the guts myself.
But we have the guts sword.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't quite
yeah.
have the...
So okay, so there's a treasure over here. If we want to get more out of Pate,
I love how
oh, do I have to go back here and
like,
do it? I guess I have to go back here.
the whole idea there is he's like, oh, take all this stuff, and you just talk to Creighton, who's like, oh, you'll recognize him, and if you don't recognize him, you'll know him by his ring. And Pate gives you the ring too. It's like, oh, you want me to. Like, you are
Yeah.
absolutely setting me up to get killed by Creighton.
We should absolutely, yeah. That isn't that interesting that like the way he does that. But we should actually take a look at this ring that he gave us, because this is called the Ring of Thorns. Ring of counterattacks when damage is taken. Ring granted protection by Kreml, god of struggle.
That's my god right there.
That's what it's like. That's Magikarp's god. The Magikarp who has struggle.
Yeah, that's such a oh god, what a good bit.
Struggle. The rings spike drive into the wearer's skin so that each blow taken fuels spite toward the perpetrator. When damage is taken, the ring retaliates and inflicts damage upon the enemy. So this is this weird spite ring that causes, you know, counterattacks.
That's my favorite description of how the spite ring operates in a Souls game, I think.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
So good because there's no like mechanic behind it. It's just like, oh yeah, you feel angrier because the ring hurt you more.
Yeah.
So you're more like you want to hurt this person even more than you before.
So there's the door. That's obviously the door that we went through. So like we're gonna pop down here, and we're gonna go over here, and here's a chest. It's not a mimic. We're gonna open it. It's useful if you're a sorcerer. It's not useful for us, from what I remember. Yeah, it's just great heavy soul arrow. Do. There we go back.
Better go give that to Pate.
Again, like this is a good dungeon. Like I I know we kind of blew through it because there's really not a whole lot here for us. There wasn't that.
I
There isn't now.
I do think we did kind of dwell on the fact that the dungeon is cool though. Like it
Yeah.
is like it has the vertical, it has the horizontal. I don't know. Like I feel like
It's one of those things. If you are playing this by yourself and you have all the time in the world, you know, and you're not like literally, you know, doing episodes, you know, and you're not like, you know, almost 40-year-old adult, like, then like, yeah, spending like, you know, just like, you know, fucking like 5 hours doing Earth and Peak and Harvest Valley is like totally like rewarding.
Yeah.
But that's not this life anymore. That life.
it's not us. Yeah.
No, that life was in like 2005, and that was when I played fucking Final Fantasy 11.
Well, good to see that you survived. Perhaps you're more rugged than I thought. In any case, the treasure is yours, since you went ahead, took the leap. I prefer a more cautious approach. It's hard to know who to even trust these days. For instance, I've heard that a man is out for my life. Now, what misunderstanding could have ever led to that? The poor bloke must have quite an imagination. You be careful too, my friend, for trust can be a dangerous thing. You be careful too.
Okay, so there. I love how, you know, we get Pate, who we've had. It's really funny because Pate really doesn't make a case for his innocence and why we should trust him.
No, he basically he does the classic thing of being like, of just ignoring the conflict entirely. Like, you know, acknowledging and saying like, oh yeah, there's this guy Creighton who's mad. He doesn't say his name, but like, you know, there's this guy who wants to kill me, and then he says like, gosh, I can't imagine what could have caused that. Like it's wonderful. Like it's like, yeah, okay, that would be what Pate says. Like Pate is.
He calls it a misunderstanding, which is something that I really love, because it's not a denial of the fact. Like it's like, oh, you know,
Right.
It's like, you know, like I have totally shot people in multiplayer online games that were on my side and killed them, and been like, oh, I'm sorry, my mistake. I thought you were someone else.
That's the kind of misunderstanding we're talking.
Yeah,
here,
and
is
like
what
it's
you're
like
telling me.
it's like is that what he did? Like he's really, you know, he comes in with that kind of like that it's a misunderstanding, and it's like, Pate, I know those kinds of misunderstandings. But like, you know, then he's like, oh, but you shouldn't trust anyone. Trust is dangerous, which is one of those things where it's just like, you know, people say that to you, and it's like, oh, so I should trust you because you're telling me you're looking out for my best interest. It's like, are you?
Right, exactly. I'm telling you, like I'm telling it like it is. Like
Yeah,
this
it's the, you know, it's the low key, like, well, you can trust me because I'm being straight with you about
right,
the
exactly.
world.
If someone, if I was trying to fool you, would I say that I'm trying to fool you?
Now, where's Creighton? I thought he was supposed to be like right here.
He's in the fog. Is he here or is he in the cells?
I thought he was here, but maybe you're right. Maybe he's.
I also like that like the whole sort of idea of Pate Creighton It's like Creighton is extremely earnest, and like I thought this guy was trustworthy. He's not. Keep an eye out for him. And Pate just constantly speaks in like weird contradictions, like, "Oh, I'm not very brave. Maybe you should get the treasure." And you get it. He goes, "I guess you're more rugged than I thought."
Yeah.
Like, you aren't even trying. You're just you're okay with everyone knowing that you're a huge crook.
I don't think it should be easier. Where is this son of a bitch? I might have you look this up just because.
Yeah, I'm on it. Now I have to make sure I'm not looking up the University of Creighton. Creighton the Wanderer.
It'll be his second location.
Yeah, Shaded Woods. He can be found near the ruined Fork Road bonfire on the way to the Misty Woods. Oh, Scholar the First and Only. Creighton is located in the Shaded Ruins on the top floor of the right tower near the passage that leads to Scorpion Nest Najka.
Oh, okay.
You were remembering old Dark Souls again.
It's so funny.
Well, you know, you spent a lot of time playing both games, so.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, which one did I do this quest line for the most? And it was Dark Souls 2, not Dark Souls. Scholar of the First.
Well, these poor distended guys.
I know, with their
They look
big
so uncomfortable.
Tanuki junks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think that's their junk, or do you think it's like a big, like, sack on their stomach?
No, it's a big sack on their stomach.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, it could have been their junk.
I mean, it could have been their junk, but that's not. That's really not Miyazaki's thing. Miyazaki is not that interested in phalluses.
No,
or scrotum. Like
not particularly.
He's really not interested in male genitalia. Okay, so Shaded Woods, Shaded Ruins. That's where we want to go. Because it's on the way to Scorpion Nest Najka. Now I have to remember how to get to that.
Is it when you get up here? Is it to your left? Isn't there like the stairs up? Not. I meant once you get up to like the. There's like the area over here.
Yeah, I think you're right. While we're here, we might as well get some souls.
Yeah. All right. We also have a. If you want to get that thing that you, I remember you saying that you wanted a couple of times. You do have a fragrant branch of yore.
Oh, yeah. That was only interesting to me when I was still...
A hexer.
A hexer, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I couldn't remember if we actually did this area. Oh, yeah, of course we did. That's right.
Is it here? Yeah. There's my buddy. With these giant barrels.
Oh, my word. The poor Cooper had to make those.
And so here, he's cradling this big axe. We can see him a little bit better here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that axe.
Yeah, that's like the Dragon Slayer axe, I think.
Very cool.
But
Just wait, you dirty rat. I remember you. Don't you scare me like that. I thought you were him. That bastard with the ring lives in Brightstone Cove down the way. I'm gonna find him and settle the score. Nobody insults me like that.
Ooh.
For the good of the world and for my own honour. I won't let that bastard live another day. For the good, I won't let that...
so we get the classic Dark Souls laugh there, and a declaration that he's gonna kill Pate.
I think it's I like his two things I really like about that. The one is the "I remember you" bit, which is a good tip of the hat to. It's a very subtle tip of the hat to the fact that no one remembers anyone here, and he's just all of
Yeah.
a sudden he's like surprised. He's like, oh yeah, okay, you, yeah. And then the other funny thing that I like a lot there is the fact that he has completely convinced himself that this is for everyone else, not just him. Very, very good, like revenge sort of vibe.
Yeah. No, you're right. Forgot I couldn't lock onto them, and like I was just like sitting there, just why am I?
Why isn't this working?
Why am I whiffing so constantly? Yeah. Yeah. Shit happens. Okay, so there we
Okay.
go.
And now we go to Bright Cove.
Yeah, now we're gonna go on because he tells us he's like that he lives in Brightstone Cove. He's gonna go get him.
He lives in the Doors of Pharaohs.
Um,
Strange place to live.
I actually I remembered there's another thing up here that I remembered we can do.
Ooh.
Yeah. Because do you remember there's all these guys over here, and there's this whole.
I remember.
There's our whole camp going on up here. But there is that room we couldn't get into, and there's a way to get in there that's right up from up here. I'm gonna see if I can just like run to it and just like not worry about these guys. 'Cause I thought there was a way to get through there. Trying to remember where it was though. I think it's.
Spooky gravediggers after you.
I know, right? Bunch of dudes trying to get me. It's very fun. Ah.
Digger. Oh no!
It's too slow with the wind up on the sword.
The pigs don't mess around.
Yeah. Basically, you got to jump down the well.
Oh, okay.
Correctly, like I think that's what the deal is there. But we can probably skirt along this outside edge. Yeah.
To break the well?
No, I didn't know we could break the well.
Are we sure we can?
Ooh.
Oh man.
Yeah.
We found the one section that was easier as Hexer.
I mean, yeah, if you could snipe everyone, like, I mean that is the thing where like the one time where the giant sweep, the problem is these guys just hit so hard.
They really do. Like I'm shocked they still hit this hard. I guess we're not that far beyond this. This was only like a
No,
couple
this
of
is
sessions ago,
this is
but-
literally where we are. So
Yeah.
you know. Do that shit.
There we go.
Swear to God.
Ooh, that was wild.
Yeah. I mean, we're also literally just wearing robes, so we have like.
We don't have enough stamina.
We really don't. We don't have enough. There we go.
All right.
I like just a pig waiting for you in this tunnel.
Yeah, just in case you get too cocky.
And like he gives you a minute, you know? Like he's not gonna jump immediately like run up on you.
He's patient.
Yeah. Oh, you can knock those down there. Interesting.
Oh, that's kind of a neat little bit of physics.
Yeah. And so here's this chest that happens to be a mimic.
No, no.
Here we get the dark leggings and the staff of wisdom.
Okay.
Yeah, it's literally not like worth it for us, but I figured I'd just go ahead and do that anyway.
Oh, secrets are fun though.
Yeah, no, it's we had to do it. We had to go in the weird little house, and then you hop up here.
You hop out. Oh, look at that.
You try not to die. You can actually go back real fast to Valencia and buy some more life
Yeah,
gems.
you got enough to get a, I don't know, few there.
Yeah, I can get like another like 10 or so. Might as well.
I think like much like stuff like Tolkien's work, the best part for me in Dark Souls games is sort of like the quiet times where you're just kind of like wandering along, finding your way through places. It's not even like, it's not even what I usually talk about, where it's like you get into a kind of routine and you become kind of like in a flow state or whatever. It's like, it's honestly like, you know, there's nothing particularly, you know, epic or noteworthy about the stuff that we're uncovering right now. It's just sort of like small people and small lives, and that's so cool. Like I love that so much. It's great.
No, I completely agree.
Like I've never read the Silmarillion, but if I ever kind of feel like I want to, it's because of that. It's like, yeah, there's all this small stuff happening that no one remembers.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
No, it's I have a number of friends that like all decided to like read through Tolkien and like do a podcast about it, and I'm just like, I will link that in the show notes, by the way, because you should
Cool.
if you're into Tolkien, go for it. Down there at the bottom, some good motherfuckers on that shit. But like, I keep thinking, I'm like, man, maybe I could do that. I could reread Tolkien, and I'm just like, I could like the minutia of like, you know, the like the minutia of the relationships between various characters and the small little character movements that happen.
Yeah.
Like even in like the main trilogy, but like, and then the Silmarillion's just like all of just that.
Right. It's like,
shit.
you know, who begat, like the Bible verses, except in like high fantasy, which is just like so rewarding.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so now we're gonna go back to Brightstone Cove. We're all caught up on our friends,
Oh.
but now we're gonna have to make a decision. Because
I think I know my decision.
You know your decision. Because this is coming to a head here. And,
But it's Derby's decision that matters.
It's true. And I don't know, like, I'm not certain who Derby is necessarily believing
Now, do
in.
we think Derby trusts Pate? Is Derby sort of not falling for, but
I don't think Derby trusts Pate. Also, I love that you can do
Okay.
that.
that's really cool.
But here they are.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't think. Oh,
Please, lend me a hand.
You're tougher than you look.
I think Derby doesn't trust Pate. I think
what if
Pate's
you just
probably
let them fight?
full of shit. In my experience, Pate wins.
Okay.
Serves you right.
in my experience, if you just let them fight, Pate wins, and then he's just kind of like, fuck you, you didn't help me, you don't get anything from me.
Interesting.
I did it. Thanks for your help. He was no pushover. Here, take this and go to my bolt hole down the way.
Oh.
What's there is yours. Just a small token of appreciation. Here, these are for you.
And then we get Creighton's gear.
It did me well.
Nice.
Just take them. You did me well.
So yeah, so that's the end of that quest line.
It's a great quest line. I
yeah,
really like it.
And I like that it doesn't really have much of a big resolution. It's just, we come here, we find the two of them fighting, and we have to either pick a side or choose no one.
Hey, do you know who voices Pate?
Yeah, it's
It's Peter Serafinowicz.
yes, Peter Serafinowicz. I thought we mentioned that previously.
I think so.
Previously of the Tick fame.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he was famous for before.
But yeah,
Stage and screen and the Tick. That's a great quest line because it has, and like this kind of goes into a compliment about, or like one of the things I liked about Elden Ring. I do like when the quest lines have a coherent ending every so often. They don't all have to. I think that's a mistake. They don't all have to. But sometimes, like when there's one that has like a coherent end and you have to make a choice or whatever, like I think the making of the choice on the fly in that one is really interesting. But I just love generally how it's over. It's just like, okay, that's the story of Pate Creighton.
yeah, and there's no really anything to it. It's like, okay, here's my armor, I guess, because sure, and here's a key, and that's it. We're done here.
Yeah, I was able to get revenge.
Yeah, like it's the basic ass revenge story.
And just like all the best like sort of restoration revenge dramas, there's no lesson learned. It's just like, I did it. This is great. I love revenge.
I do love when like revenge like isn't punished. It's just like, yeah, I did it. I got what I wanted. And that's great.
It is great. Like it's because I think like obviously we all know. Okay, fine. Like, yes, of course. Like, if you go for revenge, dig 2 graves or whatever, right? Like, okay, fine, we get it. But like, it's so great where it's like, yeah, they committed revenge, and it made them super happy. Like, that's all right. Let's explore that reality a little more.
Shit.
Uh-oh. Now I'm wondering if Pate was the
I'll leave a nasty scar.
jerk.
And 10 rusted coins.
Maybe he was the bad guy. Or maybe there were no good guys.
No, I mean, and that is like the interesting thing is it comes down to is that there are no good guys. They're just
Because I doubt that Pate was particularly good. He seemed to be using you constantly.
Yeah, no, Pate was using us, and so was and Creighton ultimately used us.
Wanted to kill us.
Well, he just he had trapped. This is his bolt hole. He put a trap on his rusted coins. But so I wanted to take a look at some of the things that we did pick up, because we did pick up
Oh yeah.
a bunch of armor and stuff. So we got Pate's helmet. Pate's helm, although it appears to be a common helm, it has in fact been meticulously customized. Belonged to mild-mannered Pate. This has been considerably altered. Perhaps it was pillaged. And Creighton steel mask. atypical steel mask belonging to Creighton the Wanderer. Its design resembles that of the Knight Order of the eastern land of Mira, but with some odd differences that catch the eye. Perhaps it a finely crafted imitation.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah. Then we got Pate's armor. And although it appears to be common armor, it has been in fact meticulously customized. Resembles the Knights of Mira, but with some odd differences. I do like, this is the thing I love about like their stuff, is it like it's, you know, appears common, has been customized, looks like the Knight's armor, it might be an imitation. So
Yeah.
like, when you get their stuff, it's like, no, like they might be full of shit.
Yeah, I really like it because it's like it is this sense of like you know, you're left with Pate is absolutely someone who would rob the dead of their clothes and then pass it off on its own. He's a fraud. And then Crichton is like an imitator and like a wolf in sheep's clothing, and it's like, oh, good, we learned that after the fact. That's great.
Yeah. So then we picked these up, and those were in the mimic, or they were dark leggings of a knight subsumed by dark. No one knows the true identity of these men who are said to freely manipulate dark. Old foreign legends describe them as poor souls who chase the lost art of life drain. So these we like know right away are the leggings of a dark wraith.
Yeah.
And we can put these on still normal roll, so might as well.
Nice.
They look dope.
I like them a lot.
Yeah.
Do they have like individual toes? Or are you like a runner now?
Yes.
They do.
They've got toes. Toe griefs.
Just try and break my toes now. You can't.
I think that's all we got. We do get some weapons. We got Pate's spear. We had double Pate spears.
Oh yeah,
kind of cool. You could two fist Pate spears. We get the Staff of Wisdom, Staff of the Lost Land of Olafis. Sorcery dedicated catalyst, cannot be used to cast hexes. The crystal at the tip of the staff greatly augments spell strength. Already a finely crafted staff, made even more effective by its crystal, the brilliance of which has been polished over time with powerful magic.
Needs 50 intelligence to use.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah. Pate's spear, a long spear wielded by Pate. This appears to be a very ordinary spear, but it seems to have accumulated power over the course of countless battles. It is not always advisable to stand out, especially if you have something to hide.
Wow.
Yeah, I love when we get the weird editorial comments again. Like, these are just so good.
That's so great. Just telling a whole story behind the story with those two.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
Yeah, and like literally no conclusion to that one. It's like there is no answer.
There's no good choice, right? Like, you can't make a choice that's like, oh, we canonically understand this is the good ending or something. Like, it doesn't ever give you even close to that option.
Yeah. Did you see that one spider just fall down back there?
No.
When I walked out like here, and I looked over, there was like a spider in the back behind that second tree, and it like ragdolled down, and it was really funny.
I was looking at that ram skull, or what looks like a ram skull. I kept getting distracted.
Yeah, no, that's a big old ram skull.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah, cut those horns off.
Baphomet falling on hard times.
Cut those horns off and blow the shofar, y'all. Like. I want some souls. All right. So.
What do you think? You gonna try this boss?
I'm not gonna try the boss right yet. I'm gonna go and buy some things.
That seems very wise. Yes.
Yeah, just because like I got 4,000 souls. Actually, I realize I have a bunch of souls I picked up that I want to munch, and see if maybe I can eke out just one level.
It's not a bad idea.
We'll see. If not, like, I'll end up having
A lot to buy.
I'll buy a bunch of fucking collect gems because
Doesn't hurt.
it's like it's either way here. Like we're doing all right. Yeah, because I got a soul of a hero, a soul of a proud knight, and a soul of a lost ended. Don't think this is gonna 10,000.
Whoa. Okay. I might get them.
Yeah. Oh, and I've got some smooth and silky stones I should go in. Oh, and I have to do this Estus flash shard.
It's gonna be so on the borderline. This is gonna be funny.
Ugh.
Yeah. Gonna have to go get the souls.
I'm gonna have to go and get those like 3,000 souls. Yeah.
Is that a shard you found? Here, let me see it, so that I may help you. However faint it might be.
I like that this defaults to no. Like you would never want to strengthen your Estus.
It's great because like the idea is, I guess, like it strikes me like you just find the Estus Flask shard so precious.
Yeah.
I couldn't give you that.
No,
It's my Estus shard.
I need that thing. I'm trying to think, where should I go to kill things just real fast? And then I
I mean, you
remembered
could
we killed everyone in the in the Iron Keep already.
You could burn that ascetic.
I'm not burning ascetic for the Iron Keep. Oh, you mean for
You could.
the Black?
No, you don't want to make it two, but I'm saying you can make it one over at the Iron Keep.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to deal with that. Piss me off.
You could go to Bright Cove and just like, there are a ton of enemies there, so you probably would get.
Actually, I
enough
can't
souls
burn at the
by-
Iron Keep either because
You haven't killed the area boss.
Yeah, I haven't killed the area boss.
Oh.
Let's go to Breakstone Cove, and I think honestly, I just need to kill those spiders in there, and like that should be.
I was gonna say
enough.
that first room of spiders, you'll probably be fine.
Yeah, I don't need that much. Especially if I've got. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I still have the Covenant's Serpent Ring on. Quit that shit.
And if you happen to kill everyone on your way, all the better.
It's true.
Boss run will be easier.
Yeah, seriously. It's nice having 7 of these guys now.
Yeah, change from 6 to 7 is actually pretty huge.
Who's casting that shit at me?
Look how slow it is.
Yeah.
I mean, very deadly, but
There we go.
nice. Yeah.
No, I have too many souls.
A better homeward bone back so you can spend them.
Alright. Do do do. Okay, so we needed 23 decks ultimately, right? I think that was
Correct.
so not quite
There.
there yet.
See, lest this.
Let's see, where are we at? 20. Okay,
Getting there.
getting there.
Oh, we're so close.
Oh god. I like that this is just like an absurd thing to do, but like, you know what?
It's the I don't know, it's the vibe of the Let's Play.
It's the right thing to do.
It's absolutely the right thing to do. This is the heart and soul of Derby right now.
It's true. Okay. How are we looking on time, Trevor? Do you have any idea how?
I mean, it's been about an hour and a half, I think.
I'm wondering if next week we just do
Our
the
boss.
revenge arc then.
You sound like you're tired, and I know I'm tired.
Yeah, I think we did the thing. We fulfilled the promise of, you know, of Rick
Pate
Hunter and Lisa Hayes having the conversation in the dark.
And the battle raged on.
Yeah, and I think that's where we'll end it for this week. So we're all set, ready to go. We've got we're human. We've got just a small amount of souls to go through this. We've got our 7 plus 4 Estus flasks. Got a bunch of life gems. Yeah.
Derby's gloves look very fetching for some reason.
Derby's gloves are great. What gloves are these? Are these Bengarl's gloves? Yeah.
They're really nice.
Yeah.
Look cozy.
Bengarl's pants. We should. Oh no. Damn.
Is that wow? That's a lot better. Oh my word!
But it puts us right at 70 and not 69. Oh wait, no. We can just do straight up 70. Oh hell yeah!
Oh nice. Okay.
Hell yeah! There we go.
Let's go.
That's what's up. Our homie Vengarl, looking out for us.
Love Vengarl.
We do. We love Vengarl here. All right. So next week we'll be back. Probably on Thursday, like a regular scheduled time.
Yeah, I think probably we're back to normal.
I think we'll be back to normal, and it's gonna be great. All right, Trevor, where can the people find you?
I'm on Twitter at Hagelbun. I have a podcast called No Cartridge, which very fun recently, and the Patreon's active again. Patreon.com/No Cartridge, and you'll find all my stuff hawked and linked to you there.
Yeah, and we'll put links in the description. Go subscribe to Trevor's Patreon because you get these bonus podcasts, especially that's just like Trevor, just like free associating on some shit. Done 2 really good ones on Elden Ring so far. I don't know what else you got in store for us, but I'm looking forward to those drops.
Thank you.
And Trevor's got an incredible episode of No Cartridge up right now with Mark Normandin about the wonderful, wonderful Japanese game studio Treasure.
Unbelievable studio.
Oh,
I had no idea how deep
and
category.
And Mark goes so deep and so hard on that one, and it's a great episode about one of my favorite developers. Like they're just a weird little studio, and they rule. Go learn about Gunstar Heroes and shit. For real, y'all.
Yeah.
And, you know, you could find me on Twitter. You can find me here. You found me here. And, you know, as always, there's the Patreon. And links are in the description for all these things. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. Tell your friends. Thanks. And remember, you always have friends in Majula. Bye.
Bye.
All right, we out.
All right. We both I think we both got tired at exactly the same time.
It's just like it was one of those things where like it was like I came to like the resting spot and it was just like, oh damn, like this is what we mean by a resting spot for real.